Hello and welcome to this video where we'll go into group by class in SQL and in DuckDB. Here we will use food search data in Google and we'll find the dataset in Kaggle. And then we'll use this one to actually do some group by operations. We will group some data together and do some different filterings, and we'll go in on a terminology called EDA as well, exploratory data analysis. Now we'll do EDA in SQL and DuckDB. However, later on you will in many cases you will do EDA in Python. And in Python, you can use like pandas or polars together with DuckDB to actually do the EDA. That will be really interesting. And EDA stands for exploratory data analysis, which means that we'll explore data. We'll try to understand the data set and try to find some insights from it. And we'll also, on the way, we'll understand that there might be some places where we'll need to do some different types of data cleaning, data transformations. We'll show a very short demo on how we do EDA and then afterwards do a very simple transformations, which we do directly in DuckDB now, but in future cases, maybe you do it in dbt for transformations and data cleaning, or you do it in pandas together with DuckDB or polars together with DuckDB or similar tools. So I'll start here in the browser. In Kaggle, you can go into this page here and you can search for food searches on Google since 2024. And here you just go in down here and click on download. And this will download a CSV file, comma separated values. And you will have this CSV file in your downloads folder and then take it and copy it into your Visual Studio Code. I will do that and let's meet in Visual Studio Code. I'm here in Visual Studio Code, starting with closing down this Copilot. Here I have copied in my CSV file. You can see under the data folder, I have food search Google CSV. This is my data here. And what we will do now is to make the SQL. I have a SQL folder, cd SQL, and here I'll create a few files. Touch EDA food.sql and in group by .sql, ingest food.sql and transformations.sql. These are some files that I will need. ls, you can see these are the 4 files. You can also click it here and see that. I will jump back to the root and now I'll do DuckDB. Or actually, I will go into ingest food because I want to ingest the data from the CSV file into my DuckDB database. Let's start there. Create table if not exists food. This subquery here, select star from with CSV auto data / food search underscore Google .csv. Now, this is what we have. DuckDB, let's see, what do I want it to be called? I can call it, for example, food or Google search .duckdb, for example. And here I will do input redirection, SQL, ingest food.sql. Now the data has come in here. I can do DuckDB -UI Google search.duckdb. Perfect. Let's start with EDA. EDA is usually the first thing that you do. You want to explore the data, right? What we can start with is from food, right? This is what we have. Paste it here and you can see this is our, I'll close this down and here's like Google search food data sets. And here you can see there's ID, there's Google topic, there's week ID, and then there's value. And here you can see ID, we have which type of food it is. We have frozen yogurt. If we scroll down a little bit, we have other thing here, right? I don't know what this is, but meringue. And then there is some kind of Google topic, and then there is some week ID. You can see here 2015-19. And then 2015-20, etc. And value is probably the number of searches for this during this week. Then we can do select distinct ID from food, right? We can see which are the distinct IDs here. New cell, paste this one in, and you can see there are several. And we can see how many of these by just counting them. Actually, it already says that, but you can do count like this to see how many we have. 201, right? We can also give like comments when we are doing this. So we can see like, okay, 201 distinct food, distinct items. And here is like a number. These are the food items. Let's see, what else can we do? We can select count star as number of rows from food. Paste it in here. Yes, we have many. Great. We can also describe the food or describe this database to see what we have here. This usually you should do quite early, but no matter. Here you can see ID, Google topic, week ID, and value, and you can see the corresponding column type, which is inferred when you're doing read CSV auto. And what else can we do? We can probably filter between we can try to do some filtering, right? Maybe I want to do select star from food where week ID between 2004 and 2004 06, something like this. I want to copy this one into this cell here and I run it here. And what you can see here is that it filtered correctly. Let's move on to some transformations. What I want to do is based on the EDA that we have done before, there are a few things I want to transform. And the thing I want to do is to clean the data. Change the name of ID into food, remove Google topic column and change value into number of searches, change week ID into week, and extract a year column. That is what I want to do. To do that, we do select ID as food. We want to get week ID as week from food. First, I will do a select statement to see that I actually get to the transformation that I want before I actually apply the transformation and into a new table. We want to have value as number of searches. Let's see, searches like this. Yes, searches like this. And I want to pick out the year as well. Let's take a look into, I've actually closed this down. Let's do DuckDB -UI, Google search.duckdb. Now I open it up again and now we'll copy this one in and run it here. And there is a binder error. Let me see, year. Yeah, it's not called year, right? Because I don't have that one. If I run it, you can see that it works. We have food. We have changed the name of it from ID to food. We have week here and we have number of searches. However, I do want the year. The year basically is like this. As year, but I will do substring for week, 1, 4. So I slice it basically. I take out from 1 to 4, then I will get all the years only. If I copy this one in and paste it in here, and you can see, yes, I get the year. Perfect. Now when I have it in select and you can see that it works, then I will copy this one and I will do a create table now. Create table, if not exists, I will call this clean food and I will copy this code in here and run it. Now I can do from clean food. And you can see this is the data that we have. And to just make sure, I can do from food and you can see this is the original one, right? we have created a new table where we have the transformation. The old table is still there. Let's do some explorations using group by now. To group by, basically what we do is we want to find a category that we want to group by on, and I want to group by on the food category, frozen yogurt, a lot of frozen yogurts here. Basically, all the frozen yogurts, I want it to be one frozen yogurt, and then I need to do an aggregation of another column. I will do aggregation on number of searches, and I will choose the aggregation function as a sum. That means that we will get the sum of all the searches for frozen yogurt and other food categories, right? Take a look into this picture here. We have several food categories with a lot of rows, and all these rows will be condensed to one row for each food category. And then all the number of searches for this food category will be aggregated with a sum. What we will get is what's in this picture here. Let's code this out. We do select food, comma, sum of number of searches as total searches, basically, from cleaned food. Group by food. Let's start with this. Copy here. I will run it, and you can see there is an error. Why? Let's see why. Number of searches not found in from class. That is because I misspelled it. Let me just do clean food. Now you can see donuts, total cronut, total searches, baked chicken, total searches, etc. If I run it again, oh, taco came now. Taco again. Carousel. This is how it behaves. The database engine will pick, when we're doing group by, it will pick the rows to serve for us that are best for their own performance. The thing is, if we want to have ordering on this one, we need to do order by. Then we will get exactly the output as we want. Here we can do order by total searches. Descending. Copy this one. And, oh yeah, I have same here. Just copy it here. Now, if I run it one time, I get sushi first and beer. Run it several times, I will get the same. Now it's deterministic. Here I could do, if I want to have the top 10, I could do limit 10. And now you can see, right now I have a lot, right? But I want to limit 10, and I get the top 10 of the food results. Those with most searches. I could take a look into, for example, total searches by year. I can copy this one, shift down. Let me see. Why I cannot move it downwards? I want to move it downwards. Yeah, no, my keyboard just disconnected. I want to have total searches by year. Then I do group by food, order by, let's see, group by year instead of food. And instead of food here, I'll have year. I'll copy this. Actually, I don't need the limit either. Now, this is what I want. Group by year, ordered by, yeah, let's start with this one. Now it's ordered by total searches. However, another ordering that is nice is to order by year, right? And I want it ascending. It's lowest year first and then going up to the end. And as expected, the total is increasing per year, and that is because Google has been increased in popularity each year. That may be not the case if you have data on like 2025, 2024, 2023, as AI may have taken over a lot of the searches. However, for these years, this is the results. Let's continue with, say that I want to filter this. I want to have total I want to have filter by total search larger than 300K, for example. I will copy this one. Copy, Shift Alt down button, select year, group by year, order by. Before the order by, we have having total searches larger than 300K. 1, 2, 3. Add cell. Put it down here. And yes, these are more than 300K. As simple as that, we can filter out the rows after we have done the group by using the having class. How if we want to group by 2 columns? For example, I want to group by year and food. I'll copy this one. To do that, we'll have year and then we'll have food as well. Food, comma. We have a group by food, comma, year. Having, let's see, food in pizza, comma. Or we can go without the having first. Group by, order by food, comma, year. Actually, I don't want descending. Yeah, let's start with this one. Now you can see we order by the food, Annie's, and then we order by the year. Both are ascending. You can see the lowest is A first here. And you can always see like it's starting with 2004 and then going to the next one. And then here, this is quite nice. We have total searches, but we can filter out, like we can have having here. I will filter this out and have food in pizza and sushi, for example. Sushi. We'll copy this one. And let's see. Did I misspell something? Column sushi must appear in group by class. Food. I have food here. I have year here. It's a column, right? Then there needs to be one single quote to be the string. That is quite, like, you need to remember that. Now you can see we have pizza and we have sushis, right? And we could, for example, order by, instead of order by food and year, we could make it order by total searches, descending, for example. And you can see that, sushi is winning here for 2016, and then we have pizza for 2016, and then we have sushi, actually. That is quite interesting. And you can see with grouping by different columns, you can actually get different types of insights. Make sure now I'm finished. I will close this down, Control D, and also I will open up this side panel here, and you can see there is, actually it closed down automatically. However, if it didn't, then you should do DuckDB, Google search DuckDB, and then you do Control D, and then the .val file disappears. Yes. Make sure to commit and push your code to Git and GitHub. In this video, we have gone through grouping of data. We have done both EDA, and then we have done a few transformations. And after that, we have gone into grouping by of the data. We tried out grouping by different columns, tried grouping by 2 columns, tried doing also using the having class to filter. I hope that you've learned a lot throughout this tutorial in DuckDB and group by. And see you in the next one. Bye.